Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the first match of the Dubai Sevens. It is going to be the women's division that we are looking at here. There are two groups of 5 teams, and 2 of these teams in Group A are going to be Australia and the USA. So it should be a very exciting contest to open this up. We've got days and days of Sevens action here, and hopefully it is going to be a very exciting competition. We see no sign of the Black Ferns or also the New Zealand Sevens side. They are not taking part, but this game between Australia and USA, I feel like this one is one that could go either way. So I am looking forward to seeing exactly who will be able to get the win. USA in this one, they have got some very good players. Cheta Emba is one that comes to mind straight away as someone to watch out for. But then also Charlotte Caslick for Australia, and someone that has certainly been mentioned on the channel quite a bit recently. But it is going to be interesting to see how they do go. Australia's next 3 games that they have got after this game, it is going to be up against Spain as their second game. Then they have got Brazil, and then they are closing it out with France, who are always a very tough side. Got a silver medal at the Olympics, coming just the second to New Zealand, and then it was Fiji who were able to get third, and they have got a few big contests coming up for them as well. But in this group, like I mentioned, it is France, USA, Spain, Australia, and Brazil, and they are going to be the 5 who will be competing for those 3, I believe it's 2 spots that they will be having. The top 2 sides do get to go through, and it is going to be a very exciting one indeed. Then for the USA, they have got their next game up against France. Then they go to Spain, or they have their next game against Spain, I should say. And then Brazil are going to be the side that they have to close it out. But we are here in Dubai. It looks like very nice conditions. The big thing here is going to be the heat factor, because these are going to be some tough conditions to play in. We've seen that the teams have been training hard, but when you're in 30 degrees Celsius weather, does not make it too easy at all for them. So they will be working hard in this one to see whether or not they can get the job done. But these games are actually going to be on YouTube, on the World Rugby YouTube channel. They will be showing these ones. So be sure to check that out if you guys do want to check out these games as they are happening. But it looks like very nice conditions at the moment for the Dubai Sevens, which is awesome to see. They are going to be able to have some of the attendance, I believe, if not maybe sold out. Well, this one is looking like a nice afternoon, sunny indeed. And these are the 2 matches that are taking place, or 2 events, I should say, in Dubai. Then they are heading to Malaga and also Sevilla, and that is going to be in January. So it is going to be exciting to see all of these take place. The only Sevens competition I have ever watched was the one at the Olympics. My voice is already struggling. We're only at the first live stream. We have got plenty more coming today, that is for sure. But yeah, this was the first one that I did cover on the channel, was the Olympics. So I don't know these players as well as I possibly could, but that is why this is so much fun, because we do get to learn them as we go. I have got myself, we might have a George a little bit later on for this live stream as well, so we will have to wait and see. But they are showing here 9 men's events and 6 women's events that are going to be taking place as the HSBC Sevens World Series. And we are in 2022. There were a few delays. We didn't get to see too many of the competitions take place. England, Wales, Scotland, New Zealand, Samoa will compete from January onwards, which is when we're going to get to see the Black Ferns, the defending gold medalists, and the silver medalists. The New Zealand men's 7 side will be coming back. And I know that Scott Curry is up for the Player of the Year for the Sevens, so he will be keen to get back out there. But yeah, at this stage, it is going to be very exciting to see how this does go. They are showing the pools there for the men's: Fiji, Australia, Canada versus France. In that pool A, that's going to be a very tough one to compete in. Argentina, USA, Kenya, and Spain in Pool B, and then Great Britain, South Africa, Ireland, and also Japan are making up Pool C for this one. But it is all down to who can get themselves those top 2 spots, because if you get your top 2, you're going through to the next round, and then it is whoever is in that next situation who will be going through as part of the quarterfinals. Then there are 10 teams in the women's division of this one. France, Australia, USA, Brazil, and Spain are the 5 in Pool A, and then in Pool B, Fiji, Great Britain, Russia, Canada, and Ireland. That's going to be exciting to see Canada actually coming in as second qualifier here. I do see with Australia coming in at first, so they will be hoping to get a big win here over the USA and try and assert some dominance at the top, because if you get yourself a nice early win here, does set you up nicely for moving through to the semi-finals. They are just showing a little bit of a highlights package of what we saw at the Olympics. We saw the Fijian sides just running rampage all over the other sides. They were able to get the gold medal in the men's, and they will be defending champs for this one. Although I do see that Fiji, they have actually gone with, I believe it's 11 players who will be on debut for this one. Thoughts on the Barbarian squad as well, says Dwayne. quite a few Australians, but I'm excited to see what they can do. That's going to be at 3 a.m. tomorrow night, I believe it is. It's actually at the same time as the Sevens finals, but we will be doing the Union, and that is going to be up against Samoa, which will be a very exciting game. I'm wondering what the Barbarians will be able to do in that one, because they've got a few Australians, a few South Africans scattered in there, and those South African players, they're very strong. Malcolm Marx, Dwayne Vermeulen, also going to get a little bit of an appearance, and then a few Japanese players. I believe they are kind of the three sides that it is mainly made up of, so it will be interesting to see how they do go. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that game, the last game of slightly international rugby, I guess you could say, that we are going to get to see. And yeah, it is a shame that it's coming to an end, but we have got the Gallagher Premiership Top 14 URC coming back. Munster versus the Bulls is the first game we are going to get to see of that one that we are covering on the channel. That's going to be at 6:30 a.m., which is a beautiful time to watch a bit of rugby right when the sun's coming up and the eyelids should be kind of opening up, I guess you could say, for the day ahead. But instead, we do end up sleeping. Hope Samoa gets stacked up next year with the new law. Yeah, I did see that law did pass. So that now means that whoever, I guess, it's going to be interesting to see who does get to move their way into those sides like Tonga, Samoa. They will be looking pretty strong for that 2027 World Cup is when they're really going to be able to shine for those sides, and it is going to be very exciting indeed. But it's going to be interesting who will decide to make the leap and try and take a chance by going for one of those sides from Samoa, Tonga, or maybe even Fiji might get a couple new representatives. We will have to wait and see, but now they are just showing the pitch. It's looking immaculate at the moment. Beautiful day in Dubai, and it is going to be a very hot day. I know that at the Tokyo Olympics, they were saying that each player for one game of rugby were losing about 2 liters of water, and you've got 4 games that you are playing in a day. That is the same here. They are going to be playing all their warm-up games. The women's, I believe they are almost going to be playing 5 today, or maybe it's 4 today and then 1 tomorrow, and then you're into the semi-finals, quarterfinals. The time for you to find some form is definitely this first one, because we saw South Africa, they went back-to-back for their 2 ones in Canada. But the big thing for me here is going to be South Africa. I think that with Fiji having so many debuts, or debuts, I can't remember how to say that word, but that is all right. Pretty much with Fiji having so many, that means for me that South Africa have got a sneaky chance of being able to sneak this one perhaps. So we will have to wait and see. They are showing here USA versus Australia. USA winning the last 3 matches between the two sides. Black Caps win first test, India versus New Zealand. Current score first innings, India 284 for 6 on day 2. What do you think? It's going to be tough for them. They're going to have someone really kind of knuckle down and bat for a long time, because you're going to need to use up some overs or else you will be in a bit of trouble. Hello, Hope. Yeah, well, the most intense version of New Zealand, Rugby Sevens, baby, in the chat from Sebastian. I'm excited for this competition. Like I mentioned, the only one that I have covered on the channel was the Olympic Sevens, and since then I've been hooked, and we haven't had any other competitions for the Sevens, but now we are here, and the 2 sides making their way out onto the field, Australia and the USA. Hey, Hamish, how's your evening going? It is going very well, mate. It's been hectic with the amount of live streams that we have been setting up. We are doing these as individual matches for a lot of these ones so that we don't carry through about a 10-hour window. We're going to be just compressing it down for nice little short, sharp live streams. But now at this stage, they are making their way out onto the field, the Australian 7 side and the USA Sevens. And like I mentioned, Charlotte Caslick, one to watch out for Australia. Also, Shani Williams is one that you cannot underestimate at this level of rugby. And then Cheta Emba, definitely going to be one to watch out for the USA. And then I'd say it's a tricky one. USA have got a few more debuts, I do see as well. They have got a total of 4 compared to the 3 of the Australia have got 4 as well. So both sides really testing out some of this younger talent that is coming through the ranks. But it is going to be Zussman who will be in charge of this one as the referee for this opening game of the Dubai Sevens. Like I mentioned, it is game after game after game after game. There are so many matches that are taking place today that I probably will end up messing up a lot of these names. So we'll warn you guys in advance. But nonetheless, we are about to be at the kickoff, and it looks like it will be Australia kicking off this one to get us underway, and it will be Shani Williams who will be doing so. We will add the scoreboard. There we go, and we are ready to go for the Dubai Sevens women's division of it, and it is going to be kicked off long by Shani Williams. Almost looking for the touch on here. Very good kick downfield, and that one's gone into touch. They're about 15 metres out from the USA line. USA ranked 4th in the women's sevens division at this stage. And hell yeah, as us as Immortals. And I've been hot all day because it's like 30 degrees today in Hawke's Bay. Luckily for us here in New Zealand, it's been overcast for a lot of the day, so we haven't really had too much of the hotness, I guess you could say. But now Cheta Emba, she's got the ball, and she is driving her way for great low tackle on her, though. Now, this stage 25 metres out from the USA line, and something that we do learn with Sevens is it's always going to be a frantic pace that these games are being played at. Now, it is going to be running straight sideways. It is Tapper trying to fend off the Australian defence, but she's being dragged down on the halfway line, straight on the ball, and Australia win the penalty. And it was Charlotte Caslick who was able to do so, the number 7 now out the back line once again. A beautiful inside ball from the Australians. Caslick once again got it in the midfield. Oh, it's been knocked down there. It's gone backwards, though. Jumping on the ball, just trying to protect it here for Australia, and it is going to be a little knock on, so it's the scrum feed now, and also we've got the Charlotte Caslick. We've been preparing so long for this moment as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, when I was making my thumbnail, I was like, there's only one person I can really have as a thumbnail for Australia from the amount that she has been mentioned on the channel. And hey, howdy, hope you're all well. And hey, Hamish as well, says Katie, welcome into the live stream. Hope you're doing well as well. At this stage, we may have a George a little bit later on, which is going to be interesting, but also exciting. At the same time, never know what to expect with a George. And also, we've got the Australia should win. Says KM Fresh. Yeah, they are coming in number 1. Oh, Caslick's just run over there by, I believe it was Maha. Was trying to get on it, but now at this stage, Cheta Imbo once again, first receiver, and she is a dangerous player, although that was not their best offload, and Shani Williams able to clean that one up for Australia now, and looks like a backline could be opening up here. Wide cutout pass. Now, down the wing, it is going to be the Australian number 6, Caslick, once again close to the touchline, keeping it in play. Oh, it's a juggle, though. And it was going down from the number 11. I don't actually have the numbers of who is in which kit for the Australian side, which is slightly annoying, but I will quickly get them up because I have got their names, just not we they are player. We have got the Australia should win, and also we have got the Hamish to George, Hamish to George, Hamish and George as well from Katie Dixon there. In the chat, but it was Hayes, Demi Hayes there who did put that ball down. There we go. I've got the lineup now, which is very useful. I'm thinking Faith Nathan in the number 3 jersey actually will be someone to watch out for. She had a very good Olympics for them, but now the ball is going to be fed in by the USA. And they are once again using the back line. It's going to be Maha once again looking for the step. Shani Williams drags her down. And now the USA, we are currently at a stalemate. Cheta Imber having to run backwards to go forward, but now she's got some space. And Caslick, and also it was Dick who was able to drag her down there. Lily Dick it is. And now passing it out there back line once again here, the USA. And also, so why so many single chairs? Why not a couch as well? Says Immortals. That is a great question. That is a great kick forward. And Shani Williams picks it up, puts it down. And Australia score the opening try of the match. It does look like a lot of chairs, doesn't it? We've got a couch over there. But yeah, it is just not on the camera. But it is a 3-person couch. Pretty much that chair right in the corner, that one there was in my room. But now it is not. It is out here instead. But yeah, we've got a lot of chairs all just sitting around. That one's a little bit ripped, unfortunately. There's actually a computer chair behind me. Tell you what, if we had to hold a whole heap of people in our lounge on chairs, we're sorted. You know, we got plenty of them. Hello and happy Thanksgiving, Katie Dixon. Guess what? We have the American ladies versus Charlotte Caslick in this one as well. Says Sebastian, and now it's going to be Shani Williams. Lines it up. Does she get it? No, she doesn't. So it is going to remain 5 points to Australia and the 0 to USA. There we go. We will go like this. But Shani Williams opening up with the first try of the match. Very nicely done by the very experienced Australian. Cheta Imber there with the juggle. And now, once again, it is going to be in the hands of Australia trying to keep this backline moving quickly. There's going to be their number 8, Ashby, passing it back across the Caslick. Ball was deliberately knocked down, so it's going to be the knock-on advantage now. Out the backline once again here for Australia. And it's in the hands of Demi Hayes. Dragged down 40 metres out, trying to counter-ruck there were the USA. Was Tapper. Oh, she's trying to get on her, and it is going to be the penalty there. Double blow of the whistle. Someone might be going to the bin already. And thanks, brother. We watched NFL all day, and it's nice to end of the day with some ladies rugby as well, says Katie Dixon. Deliberate knockdown, and it is going to be Kelto will be going to the bin now for the next 10 minutes of this game. Oh, sorry, not the next 10 minutes. I'm still in union mode for the next, not 10, but I believe it is the next 3 minutes. 2 minutes, sorry, is how long Kelto is going to be off the field for now. But now Shani Williams saying from about 45 out, it looks like they are going to be taking the quick tap here. And Ashby's going to get getting it straight back underway. Williams now receives this ball on the halfway line, passes it back. The referee was in the way there, and it's going to be a knock-on, but she didn't see it because she was crouched down and she was hiding from the ball. Now this stage, Faith Nathan on the outside. Charlotte Caslick with a great step on the inside. Good offload as well. Back to Nathan. Breaking the line now. Good pass. And now it's going to be Faith Nathan who does score the second try of the match now for Australia. She has got plenty of pace, and now that is going to be a nice, easy conversion as well for the Australians. There was the original knock-on, but it is probably fair enough that the referee did not see that one as she was crouched down trying to avoid the offload that was coming in. I wish I could watch NFL all day instead of a 10-hour shift as well. Says Immortals. That's the thing. I quite like to watch myself some NFL, also NBA, but I don't really know whether or not I would have time to be able to follow like every single game type thing. Tell your boss that celebrating Thanksgiving is part of your religion. And so it says Katie Dixon there. And Faith Nathan. That's the name. I was trying to remember it, even though I had it on the back of her shirt. I bet the rugby surface is better in Dubai than the cricket grounds at the T20 World Cup. Yeah, it's looking pretty pristine at this stage. It's actually called the Sevens Stadium in Dubai, and that tells you how seriously they are going to be taking this one. Great step there from, it was Maha once again with the offload, and now breaking the line. Tapper, good tackle though. And it had to be made by the Australian defence and Ashby. Once again, going to be passing it across field. Australia trying to stop the USA from scoring any points in this first half. Still another 29 seconds left. It's a good tackle from Shani Williams. Going to be rolled back now. Back across Cheta Emba. What can she do? Passes it across now, and it is in the hands of the number 11. First time we've seen her get a carry in this one. Chris Thomas fortunately hits her own foot and goes into touch now. Looking like they're taking it quickly there, and they do. Australia. They have got the number 1 advantage, I should say. That was a weird way of saying it, but they have got the 6 against 7 now back in her base, and that is going to be Demi Hayes now scoring the 3rd try of the match for Australia. They are on fire. And best online rugby podcast, as well as the Jilt figure very much, mate. And also we've got the in the chat All Blacks, or Rugby All Blacks 2023, yes, as well, says Reed. You want the Rugby World Cup? It is only a little way away, which is very exciting indeed, but that is another try, 3 in a row here for Australia. They are on fire in the early stages of this game. If they keep on going like this, perhaps they will be able to carry over that form into possibly getting themselves a spot in the semi-final as well. We have got their Catholic, as well, says Johnny Blaze. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. Also, we have got their old Johnny is here as well on the chat. Yeah, I may do the thumbnail for a reason, Johnny, because I know that she is probably a fan favorite of the Kiwi Lads community, I guess you'd say. But we have got George coming round, hopefully a little bit later on. And if he comes round, I'm sure he will be very excited watching these guys. The goddesses playing as well. Ice Scrum Led Sebastian, peace to you. And I hope you are looking after yourselves as well, says Johnny Blaze there in the chat as well. I see your emoji for the fire, Johnny, is like black and white, which kind of looks quite cool. I don't know whether or not you did it on purpose or whether it is just coming through as the black and white. And yeah, George, as well, says Katie Dixon. But that is half time at this stage. 19 points to Australia, 0 to the USA. So the number 1 team compared to the number 4 team are really starting to find their momentum early on in this competition. And that is exactly what you need to do in this form of the sevens. It's short, it's snappy. The games are only about 15 minutes long, 7 minutes a half. So you do not have time to really ease into it. You got to go all or nothing. The fire has lost its flame now as well, says Johnny. I mean, it's still got its flame. It is just, it's just black and white. There's kind of a little bit see-through, I guess you could say. And also we have got the YouTube, Johnny. Hope you're well, brother. In the chat from Katie Dixon. But now at this stage, at halftime, 10 tackles made by Australia to the 4 of the USA. Missed tackles 2 and 2. And 2 line breaks there for Australia earlier on. And cheers, Johnny, in the chat. And a big love to you as well, my guy, says Sebastian. Errors, there have been a few from the USA. 3 errors compared to the 2. And also visits to opposition 22. None for USA so far. And also we've got the I'm in the shower. I will be back as well, says Johnny Blaze. Maybe that is why the fire has possibly gone out, due to the fact that it is a bit wet there. But now we will see a little bit later on with Kazlik at this stage. She will be hoping that her and Shani Williams can both have a big second half here for Australia, because if they can, they will be sitting very nicely. They are just showing there. I'm a little bit sad that we don't get to see the little ball running out thingamabob. I can't remember its name from the Tokyo Olympics, but it certainly did a good job every time it just ran the ball out in its ute. But they do not have any attendance at the moment for the Dubai Sevens at this stage. I thought that they did, so maybe they are just waiting a little bit later before showing up. And also we have got their texting in the shower as well, although I assume they are all on this near side due to the fact it's probably about 30 degrees Celsius out there at the moment. But now it is going to be kicked off once again here for the USA, chasing it hard, and it's Charlie Williams drops that ball going backwards. Demi Hayes, a lot of pressure on her, and it is going to be the little knock on. So now the USA, they will have the scrum, and they will need to start the second half the way that they do look at possibly continuing it. They will need 3 tries here. 3 converted would actually win them the game. Why did the Kiwis pull out of the series as well, says Sebastian? That is a great question, and I don't actually completely know the answer. I know that it's something to do with the fact that now, like the New Zealand sides, they are going to be joining in January for the next leg of this one, but just not Dubai. So I'm not sure whether it was the travel side of it. That's going to be dropped there by the USA. And now once again, Australia are going to have themselves some possession. Cheetah Ember trying to get in the breakdown, not quite able to. Now Shani Williams, she's got woman on the outside if she decides to use them. Steps back though, now finds the offload. Charlotte Gassler, quick hands, and Demi Hayes going to be finishing it off for Australia once again. She scores her second of the match. And also we have got the field support robot as well. Yeah, that thing was working hard throughout the whole Tokyo Olympics. The thing is, these conditions aren't too different to what they were in Tokyo. It is extremely hot, extremely humid, and that is why these games, they are going to be tough on the body. Definitely when you get to about the third game, we might start to see some fatigue really setting in for these sides. But at the moment, Demi Hayes, she is looking fresher. She has just run another brilliant run towards the line and being able to score the try. And Shani Williams with the assist then to Kaslik, and then put over by, it was a Demi Hayes. We have got there the sanitizer and the wash hands. That one, the drop kick did not go even close, unfortunately, for it went out to the right-hand side. But now the score 24-0 for Australia over the USA with 5.5 minutes left in this first half. So they have started extremely well here, the USA, or sorry, the Australians. The USA have not started too well in the early stages of this one, but there is still time. And that's the thing, sevens, you know it's going to be frantically paced. You know that both sides surely are going to be feeling a little bit of fatigue. I see some Irishmen in the near side of the picture, and that is going to be their game up against South Africa. That is coming up. That is the opening game of the men, so that's going to be taken nicely. And now, once again, the USA inside of their own 22. They have not made a visit to the opposition 22 yet in this game. And now they are once again going to be driving their way forward. The yellow card is finished as well, so Kelter back out on the field here. And she does get the carry now once again out the back line. Is it into the hands of Cheetah Ember? It is indeed Demi Hayes. She's got her hands full trying to tackle her. She is very dangerous with the ball in hand. And also us Kiwis have been pulling, good at pulling out lately as well. Cesar Mortars, and also we've got the come on USA. Just score like one time, ladies, as well. You can do it. I believe in you. As well says Katie Dixon. Yeah, at the end of the day, USA ranked 4th. So there is a chance that they will definitely be in the semi-final now. It's a great run there. Once again, it's the draw and pass, and that's going to be the try now. And it will be Lily Dick who does put it down and score another one here for Australia. They are on fire in the early stages of this game. That's going to be a nice, easy drop kick as well. 31-0 at the moment to Australia. They are looking like they are in form. We have got their high all been watching the Women's Super Smash. I did see that Canterbury, if I'm not wrong, did they almost get bowled out, Shane? If I'm not wrong there. And also we have the Australian and the Eagles in the chat from Sebastian. And the thing is, that Eagle, when you look at it, okay, it looks completely different there, but in the actual picture down in the corner, it almost looks like a 7. So I feel like you've done well. But you said Lily Dick as well, says Immortals as well. It is Lily Dick, I believe that is the name. Yeah, that is. He was able to score the try, doing very nicely in the number 1 jersey so far throughout this match. And look in the chat, and also Wellington Blaze won by 44 runs. Says Shane, so comfortable win there at the moment. The Black Cats, they're struggling a little bit with India. They have been able to get themselves quite a few runs. And hopefully we will get to see the Black Cats fire back. That's going to be a good drop kick there. Cheetah Ember once again got the ball, and she is just running sideways. Very hard to line her up wide. Cut out pass here. USA have numbers on the outside if they decide to use them. Instead, cuts back on the inside. And I believe it was off the bench. First carry for Chris Thomas there. Now down the blind side. She is going to be lined up. Good offload on the inside. Back to Chris Thomas now. And she is trying to sneak her way forward. USA, can they visit the 22? That is the first goal. And then the second is to score themselves a try once again out the back line here. And it is going to be now in the hands of Maha. Baking the break in the line was what I was trying to say. She's not doing any baking. She is scoring the try, although it is hot there in Dubai at the moment. And that is a try to the USA. We have got there. Do Black Cats was right to not play Neil Wagner at all. Wickets taken by seamers in the test match as well, says Coding. It's a tough one. Neil Wagner, very good bowler, and you know that he's just going to keep on bowling and bowling and bowling until you tell him not to, pretty much. He is a very useful player. Amelia Kerr got 71 runs and 4 wickets live on Duke TV as well, says Shane. So she's done very nicely. And that one, is she signed? She must not be signed for any of the women's Big Bash teams, but I assume she's not a mile off in terms of maybe next season or the season after. Oh, yeah, ladies as well in the chat. And also try, says Sebastian there, and try, says Katie Dixon. That one has not gone over, but good try for Maha there. Was able to score it. And also he in the chat from Katie Dixon, she's kicking off short. It didn't go 10. So now because of it is going to be the penalty to Australia. And it is going to be from the halfway line. More than likely, they will just take this quick tap. Uh-oh. It is unfortunate that we already have one New Zealand national badminton team called the Blackhawks as well. Says Johnny Plays, they are indeed. Played a little bit of badminton in the past. Not that great at it, but me, Isaac, George, and Daniel used to do Monday night badminton at the local stadium. We haven't done it for a while, though. Maybe that is a video idea. And the future good run there from Charlotte Caslick. Offloads it back now. Faith Nathan, I believe it is. No, it's not. Instead, it is going to be the number 10, Harris Jones. And she goes through. That's a lie. It's actually Paki who was able to score. I said the wrong name there. We have got the laughing emojis from Katie Dixon. Another try there for the USA. Not their name. It is Australia. I keep on saying the wrong teams. I'm too excited for this competition as it is kicking off. And it has already kicked off, and it's going to be just back to back to back. I believe the last match that has taken place for the Sevens is taking place at 4 a.m. New Zealand time, or 4:30 a.m., sorry. So it's going to be a long time for these ones, but it is going to be exciting, and hopefully we do get to see some very close games. This one at the moment is a bit of a runaway here for Australia, sitting now 38-5 with only the 30 seconds left in this one, and it is now going to be Australia will be once again receiving this kickoff. Can they bring up the 40 in the first match? We will have to wait and see, but 7-on-7, it means that the fatigue, like I mentioned a little bit earlier on, it can kind of hit you pretty hard, hit you in the face like a book if you are in a library, but it is just going to be an unfortunate situation for whoever does gas out first. It's going to be one of those ones that it just keeps on going. It's got the Australia versus Fiji men at 4:30 a.m. It is indeed. That's going to be a good game as well. And also we have got the Hamish, mate, what streams will you be doing from now on as we are at the end of the hectic year? As well, says Johnny Plays, there is 1 second left in this game, but we have still got the Sevens that we will be covering on the channel. Also the KFC Big Bash, great run there down the wing, and it is going to be another try, and it is going to be now the try of Levi, who was able to score it, and Australia do bring up the 40. But yeah, we are going to be doing the cricket. Also Gallagher Premiership, United Rugby Championship, Top 14, and the Champions and Challenge Cup are still going to be coming on the channel. So we have still got plenty of rugby action that will be coming up, and we are enjoying the Sevens as they are going to be taking place all throughout the end of November and then also early December. It is actually the day after my birthday that the next one's taking place, so we're going to be juggling everything that is taking place over the next couple of days. But we've also got the gaming live streams. We do want to try and get George on for a gaming one. He's been working hard, though. He's a farming boy, and he has been farming quite a bit. And also, yeah, URC as well, says Katie Dixon. But he might be coming around a little bit later on tonight if he doesn't end up going to the pub. But that is the end of this match. 45 points to Australia, 5 to the USA. So very good start to their campaign here for Australia, and they will be hoping to continue that. Their next game is going to be up against Spain, I believe it is, which they would consider maybe a little bit of an easier contest. Yeah, it's going to be up against Spain. Then they've got Brazil, and then they have got France to close it out. That's going to be a tough one, but Shani Williams, she's pretty happy with that one. Scored a try, got a line break, and also 2 carries for her as well. But nonetheless, that is the first of many live streams that we are going to be covering on the channel. I'll just have a quick look to see what time our next one will be kicking off. I believe the next one we are doing, though, is going to be South Africa taking on Ireland in the men's, I believe is the next one that we have got on the channel, as it is going to be coming up very, very soon. It is kicking off at, where does it say? I don't know what time it says. Haven't been able to find it yet. It says upcoming. What time did I schedule it for? It doesn't actually tell me what time it is, but I believe if the game is kicking off, we always got the Hamish raging 21st at Waimani Bowling Club as well. Says the Johnny Blakes. The weird thing is we were considering going Tempin bowling, but as well, is your stream effing as well? Says Hamish, in what regard, mate? Duly we know. And also we have got their When Do New Zealand play the time as well, says Shane. They are not actually in the Sevens this year, or for this one anyway. They are going to be joining back up in the January league. Which does mean we do not get to see New Zealand for another couple months or so. The defending silver medalists and gold medalists are nowhere to be seen for this one, but Fiji are there, the gold medalists in the men's, and also the the bronze in the women's was where it was. Yep, it is as well, says Hamish Spencer there in the chat. Is in my live stream, is in myself or is in the Sevens? Do let me know, Hamish. But yeah, at this stage, we are going to get to see the next match that we are covering is South Africa versus Ireland, and that is going to be the men's match that we are going to be covering on the channel. We were going to be doing the it was Fiji versus Ireland women's match, but unfortunately, due to the fact that I am in New Zealand, they aren't actually showing that game here for us, as it does overlap with the South Africa versus Ireland, which is the game that they will be showing instead here in Kiwi land. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in, and game is kicking off in about 20 minutes, the men's game as well, says Sebastian. So yeah, we have got a little bit of time to regain our breath, because these games are just hectic the way that the pace just keeps on going throughout them. My voice is going to be gone by the end of probably the next kind of 5 or so. But we are going to keep on going, and we are going to be enjoying every minute of it. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. Also, be sure to come back in around 20 minutes' time when we do start our next live stream. And Johnny Blaze, I have bust out of the heavens and tell you God wants you to put the wicked into their pit as well, says the Narcissist. And also, we have got another game at 6:30 on Duke as well, says Shane there. And also, oh, yes, it's back. And hi, Kiwi Lad, says the Narcissist as well. And cheers for the info, Sebastian. Much appreciated, brother, says Johnny Blaze there. But yeah, nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Our next one, like I mentioned, it is going to be kicking off at 6:30, but we are going to be starting that one at around 6:25 or so. So be sure to tune in nice and early, as we are going to be keeping you guys updated with the scores throughout all of these. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next